All right, I want to talk about something near and dear to my heart because a lot of people neglect it or just straight up butcher it in the gym, and it's your back training. There's a reason why people say, I got your back, or you're the backbone, like, get on my back. This is the reason why people say all this stuff, right? But a lot of times I see people and they're training it way incorrectly. They're trying to load up way too much weight, heave it up, and they're not even working your back muscles or even engaging them. But what does that mean? That's what I'm going to show you. All right. So, super important. And with any training, you want to make sure you feel the muscles working, right? So, if you're doing that back exercise and your arms tiring out, you're using way too much arm. Squeeze those back muscles, make them work, fix your posture, stand like an upright human being, because we're fighting against so much nowadays with these phones and these computers. People are sitting. I'm looking down at people, so we got to peel all that stuff back up, right? So another thing to think about. So I know everybody loves bench pressing, right? Bench pressing, get big chest, all that. Definitely still have to do that. Definitely still have to do that. But we want like a 1-to-2 ratio, how much we push to how much we pull. That's going to help open everything up, keep us nice and healthy, and keep the shoulders being able to press for a long time. So one of the best exercises to get proper form with and build strength for the back is a chest supported row. So right here I got a bench about 45 degrees or so. Not necessarily important exactly how much of an angle's on that bench, but what is important is that you can lay flat on this bench on your chest, dig your feet in the ground, and then look at that straight line, right? So if you're doing like a bent over row, anything can happen, and trust me, I've seen it. So you can be down here, growing up like that. You can be all over the place, all spun around, and that could mess up your lower back. So when you're on this bench right here, you're set. You can't go anywhere. You're flat to the bench, and you really can't mess up the form too much. It still can happen, trust me, I've seen it. So let's go over this right now. Feet are dug in, and then we want to grab, before we even grab, the first thing that's super important, and why don't we come over here a little bit for the video, super important of what moves first. If we just pull with the arms, you see much going on back here? A little bit, right? That's what most people do, just pull with the arms and try to yank up as much weight. But if you can keep those arms straight and squeeze back, and if you have to do it two motions where you squeeze back and then row, you're gonna get a lot more recruitment for the muscles in the back. So before we even just yank up here, squeeze the shoulder blades. And if we pull it back to the hips, the ribs or the hips, you're gonna feel it in that mid-back more than just up here, all right? And it changes. So you can do some rows here, you can do some rows back there. You're gonna feel it just a little bit differently in the back. So we want a good stretch. So my upper back's a little rounded. First thing that happens, first I'm straight, my chin's tucked back and it's a straight line. Squeezing my butt nice and tight, and then we squeeze back the shoulder blades and then pull back with the elbows. Right there and down. So one more time, squeeze back, keep that neck up, and then pull into there. Now, I can do a lot more weight than that, but I made myself feel that. Think about that. Make yourself feel the reps. Nobody gives a shit how much weight's on that dumbbell or that barbell if you have a weak back and you're all crooked, right? Be strong by working those muscles, right? So another good tip is if you can't hold that dumbbell or barbell up there for a second or two, it's probably too heavy, and you're probably not getting the right stimulation in the back that you require to build strong muscles back there. So those are just a few tips. Start with some rows, dumbbells. Almost every gym has an incline bench. If you just have a flat bench, you can prop it up on some weights or some boxes and lean against it. Take your time, squeeze and row. All right, so that's just a good way to start to get those back muscles working. We'll have many more tips for you in the future, but for now, get yourself on these chest supporter rows. Let's focus on like the 8 to 12 to 15 rep range with a good squeeze, right? Make it work. Don't try to yank it up. The other thing too is you don't want to pull up to the chest, right? I'm gonna do one more thing real quick. A lot of times you see people like, especially if they're doing like a row, they're like up here and yanking, making all kinds of crazy noise. Come on, nobody wants to see that. Nobody wants to hear that, and you ain't doing anything good anyways. So nice and flat, make the muscles work. Give it a little squeeze. Make those muscles work. Back is the new bicep, as they say. It holds us together. It's a good look, and it fixes your posture, and there's so many benefits to it. Don't butcher anymore. Don't neglect it, and then you'll be feeling much better about yourself. Just give that a try.